Hi. Just to do a quick update, I probably might start rambling. Just to forewarn you, I just did video. It ended up being about 14 minutes long, and I decided to kind of start all over because it was too much, way too much in one video. So, my last update, I was talking about how we got a positive pregnancy test. I was going to do a digital later. We were going to do the weight predictor. I was so excited and so full of joy and so full of excitement and hope and just I was so just excited. Because, normally when you're trying to conceive, who isn't super excited when they get a positive test? But, um, come to find out, as happy as I was, our joy was still taken from us. And I did have a miscarriage, and I was on progesterone suppositories for my doctor. So, with being on that, it didn't let my body naturally have the miscarriage when it was intended to. So, I'm about 2 to 3 weeks late having a miscarriage. Because of that, I had a blood test um, about a week ago now, and I stopped taking the suppositories when I got my results back, and I started taking another different progesterone medicine. I just know it says progesterone in the title. I believe it's I'm not even going to do it. But anyways, what it makes you do is basically have a period, where it makes you shed the lining of your uterus. So, took it for 2 days, and I started TMI, get ready, with brown blood at first, which is like your old blood, whatever. And then I kind of was like feeling a little weird about that because after getting, I know this is going to sound absolutely crazy, but this is like the mom just kind of holding on to hope for that positive. Getting the positive test for about a week straight, then having the conflicting results in the next week, then having the blood test like say, no, you're not pregnant, and then with my daughter, I had implantation bleeding, and it's normally old blood when you have that. And so I was just spotting the other day, and I was like, dang, well, maybe I am pregnant. Maybe I'm just having implantation bleeding. Whatever, just being that crazy, holding on for hope. Um, Sorry, it's 1 o'clock, or probably closer to 2 now, in the morning. And so that's what I thought. Took another test, not pregnant. Um, so as time progressed, that was the day before yesterday now, because it is so early in the morning of, what day is today? Monday. Um, Sorry, I keep on yawning. Um, so this is day 3. I'm bleeding, and it's horrid. Just horrid. That's the only word I can have for it. It's like after you have a kid, all the bleeding after you have a kid. I got cut, so I mean, it's not that, oh my God, I'm afraid to poop, or oh my God, I'm gonna pop my stitch. I don't want to even go pee. I'm scared for my life. It's not, you don't have all that mentality going on, but the bleeding is that bad. I did warn you about TMI, so sorry. Um, and the cramps are pretty bad. They are running very, very close to my contractions that I had when I was going into labor with my daughter, minus the back labor. But I will say I was having very, 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 very horrible back pain this morning before, not this morning, yesterday morning, when this super heavy bleeding started. So, yeah, it's just been a rough day yesterday and carrying on to right now. I was working earlier today. Sorry. And I ended up the honestly the bleeding was scaring the crap out of me, and I was worried that I was bleeding too much. And then I was feeling lightheaded. The cramping was bad, and the last thing you want to do is be on the phone with customers and they're calling in want to tell you about their problems and needing your help, and you feel like you're about to pass out on the phone and can't help them out. So don't want to let John Ledger down with that one. Um, so yeah. Um, Yeah, so I had to come home, lay in the bed, put my feet up, take some Tylenol, feel a heck of a lot better now. So I'm just kind of waiting on my body to kind of do its thing now and take care of everything that was kind of supposed to happen a couple weeks ago, but didn't because of the medicine that I was on from my doctor. In positive, getting pregnant going forward, um, things is we're waiting on a call from a endocrinologist and reproductive specialist here in Augusta. Um, I told my doctor's office when I had to harass them to get my blood results because they're just not on top of their crap like they need to be. Um, and the way she delivered my results, I basically was infuriated, disgusted, and didn't ever want to step foot in that office again. The only reason I stayed with that office and went with that office when I was pregnant or when I was trying to get pregnant with my daughter is because that's the obstetrician that my mom went to when she found out she had breast cancer. So I felt maybe, since she knows that's in my history, it would be good to stay with her. But honestly, I had a really bad, I didn't have the labor that I anticipated on having with my daughter, with the doctor. Very sweet lady in a way, but then with PCOS, normally you're prescribed metformin. Normally you're prescribed, higher doses of Clomid or different medicine instead before being referred to a specialist. Did she do that? No, she didn't. And she wasn't. And every time I went to her, we have been trying for about a year and a half now, of just kind of on and off, natural, taking meds, going back and forth of the process. But basically, for about a year and a half, sorry, I'm so sorry. Um, and every time I'd come back from not taking the medicine, she'd go, okay, well, let's just try 3 more months with Clomid. Like, what? No, this obviously isn't working. Can we try something different? But thank God she referred me to the specialist. I even called them to try to make my own appointment, but I mean, they just haven't responded. So I'm just kind of waiting that out. I'm not in a huge rush right now after going through all this. To kind of be in and see a fertility doctor and start trying to get pregnant right away again, just because it takes a lot out of you when you get excited and you actually have the positive test. Not only one positive test, but 5+ positive tests telling you that you are pregnant. You are indeed pregnant. And then there's this 2 week thing where you're so excited and you're going to buy vitamins and going to get all these healthy different options for nausea because you feel like vomiting every 5 seconds. Getting um like little brother, little sister jammies because you don't know what you're going to have, but you want them to have that little bit. You want to have the big sister shirt, and you're going to be a big sister shirt, and you have all this excitement built up in you. And like I posted in my last video, I believe, I cough diapers, so I ordered a newborn cloth diaper so the baby and his or her sister would have matching diapers, and you get all this excitement built up in you, and then it's like the biggest bomb possible is just dropped on your life. And you feel like, I don't like what in the world did you do to deserve it? Basically, I mean, I guess that's really like the best way to sum it up because I really don't have any other words. You're just kind of lost and you don't know why and you can't understand it and you can't stop it either. And you do everything that you're supposed to do for it to um, be a viable pregnancy and everything work out, and it doesn't. It's heartbreaking. And to add to the heartbreakingness, like that's a word, um, is when nobody is there to support you or understand or love you or comfort you. There's just my husband's at work, but it's you're alone and you don't have anybody to help you out um, through going through this process is hard. Like I sent a was talking to my mom about how bad my cramps were earlier and how bad the bleeding was earlier, and I sent her a screenshot of when you need to go to the ER or to see your doctor when you're having a miscarriage. Sent her a screenshot of these symptom things on WebMD, and she sent me back a reply and said the doctor said you weren't pregnant. The video didn't freeze. I froze. It was like my heart just stopped. And I couldn't believe that she didn't get it. That she didn't completely understand what I was going through. And I think that hurt more than anything is that you feel like what you're going through doesn't matter because you weren't 3, 5, 6 months pregnant and you lost the baby. A baby is a baby, regardless how far along you are pregnant, regardless of how many days, how many weeks, how many months. A baby is a baby. What if that was my last baby? What if I don't get another positive pregnancy test the rest of my life? What if I go to a specialist and she tells me, oh, my stuff's just really effed up and I'm just not going to have any more kids? What if that was it? What if that little piece of joy was my last piece of joy that I'm going to get? I have all this going on and nobody to relate that to and nobody to talk to about that. So it's just super hard. Sorry. I'm not meaning to get all emotional or anything, but obviously don't have nobody to talk to about any of this. So it's just hard. It's not that I don't have hope for it happening in the future. It's just after getting let down and it's like you just have a depression over you and it's hard to shake it. I'm so thankful for my daughter. So thankful for my daughter. I just, I mean, I just, I don't. I see here. What am I trying to say? With how I feel, I'm not giving up hope that she's not gonna have a little brother or a little sister. I just don't have as high of hopes as I have in the past, and I think that sums it up. But yeah, on a happier note, I was wanting to include that Tuesday when I'm off, which technically now would be tomorrow. Um, since I've had someone reach out to me about cloth diapers, I decided I was going to make a video on cloth diapers and basically how everything goes and how everything works and what you do for what situations and this, that, and the other, and kind of cover just all the basics. Just kind of to throw something different out there, um, because it's kind of hard to explain that to somebody in the message through typing. I'm more of a visual and a listener. So that's why I turn to YouTube for advice because I like watching people's videos. I like people's opinions on things, and I like to see them and hear them talk about it and seeing their examples and this, that, and the other. That's what I like. I can't stand to just read something. When I'm looking for black and white, I can read it. But if I just want more life, I guess you would say, on an opinion on a subject or whatever the matter may be, I want to get on YouTube and I want people's opinions and their um, life experiences and just everything kind of involved in it. I don't just want to read an article about it. I want the whole thing. Um, the personality, everything built into it. Sorry if this video has been a kind of bland. I know it's obviously ran a little bit longer than my other one, but I will say this video did not go off topic as much as the one that I was recording earlier. The one that I was recording other probably could have made it to 30 minutes. So, I hope you guys have an awesome day today. This beautiful Monday. It is the 22nd of June, and